The big stories live here. This is Plus TV Africa, and you're watching Tea Time, our entertainment news program. Rather than bring you the hottest entertainment stories on the planet, I'm pleased and excited to inform you that we have a studio guest today, and we'll be telling you all about her in a little bit. But first, I'm Tokunbo Taiwo, and I'm here with the usuals, the fashionable Elsie Godwin and the outgoing Ife Oshinkeye. Hi, guys.
What's up?
Okay, so what's new, what's hot? My usual question, how did the weekend go?
Wizkid made in Lagos concerts. What else? Are you guys talking about?
You do your usual, and
No. Come on, I was backstage with Weezy, so no, come on, man.
I'm yet to see pictures.
You're yet to see pictures of backstage. Are you serious?
Yes, the blogs haven't carried
pictures with you and Weezy backstage.
Oh no.
When are you showing
we don't do stuff like that.
I was expecting you to see it on the main blogs.
We keep it on the low, man. On the low. Yeah, it was an amazing show. Apart from the fact that Whiskey came late, even though I have.
Well, that's his signature.
Yeah, it's his signature, but at the same time, you don't keep people waiting. But it was what the wait.
Did he come before 1 a.m. though? Because the last.
No, he came past 1 a.m.
Oh my days.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, but the difference between the last event and this one was other people who were allowed to perform. Harrison go on stage, CDQ. And
they were not there to see Harrison and CDQ. They were there to see.
Yeah,
Whiskey.
but at least it was what the wait at the end of the day.
Did Harrison turn up with his vixen?
But Whiskey, you mean? Well, I wouldn't have noticed. I only noticed girls.
We also heard Whiskey left the venue to go support Olamide first.
Yeah,
before coming.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
that's how it's supposed to be.
And then there's another artist, a painter. So they call him artist too. They brought a painting of him and his son.
Yeah, and then there were two.
You have to add.
Little boys that came to rap on stage, and then
was that what's his name? The
no,
not that one.
No, they just came out from the audience.
Oh, I see.
He even got injured yesterday because a lot of people kept jumping on stage to get a hold of him, and he had to plead with the crowd like, "Oh, you guys, if you want the show to go smoothly, please stop jumping on stage." People kept jumping. You need to go watch my Insta story.
What about the security guys? They went.
You know, Whiskey has this thing of saying, "Don't touch my fans, let my fans be," and all that. So it's not like the security guys were not there, but you know, diehard fans, they will go the extra mile just to.
Because even the last one, they were all up on the stage and like touching and everything.
Yeah.
All right, I think it's about time to introduce our guest. But before we do, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be telling you who we have here in the studio. It's where the big stories live. This is Plus TV Africa.
When I did it, I was full-on, hands-on on the whole project.
So how did you deal with it? All of that negativity?
I got depressed, obviously. Duh. Haven't you heard?
I've got two of the hottest topics currently trending on social media. If you've seen the word Senate trending on Twitter, that's because the Nigerian police force has gone Trump style.
I haven't shared this with anyone, but I reckon I get about like 100 people asking for help a day. That's a fact. I can prove that.
You're still watching Tea Time right here on Plus TV Africa. And before the break, we said we were going to introduce our studio guest. It's now that time where we introduce her. She's the commander, she's the queen, the only female Ekwe drum player of repute and energetic performer. She's so easy on the eye, she could double as a beauty queen. She's a rising musical sensation and female percussionist, a very rare and new talent to reckon with, both nationally and internationally. We can safely say she's the epitome of natural beauty, brains, and artistic talent. Her ability to play the percussion instrument is highly, highly remarkable. It has brought her before very important dignitaries and international diplomats. With almost 12,000 followers on Instagram, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Anu the Lady Ekwe.
Come on, no, that was amazing.
That was amazing.
Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
So I think Ife wants to ask you the first question.
Well, I don't even have a question.
Maybe I want to start. Where are you from?
I am Igbo Yoruba.
Okay.
Because I read somewhere where you're mixed, so I wasn't sure if it was mixed Nigerian or mixed racially.
Because Anu is Yoruba, and then Okay,
and it's like you speak both languages as well.
First.
Yes.
Not really.
Not really.
Not
you
really.
don't. Wow.
You don't speak Igbo?
Not really. I'm not very fluent in both.
In both,
But
really?
you understand.
Okay, I think we will come to that, but Ife is dying to ask you his question.
Okay.
I'm not even asking any question. I just want to see you play. I've seen you play live, but I need these folks to experience what I experienced.
I've seen her play. So we need our viewers to experience what we have experienced.
Okay. Since you guys want to exempt yourself, but you haven't seen her play like I've seen her play. That didn't come out right.
I'll just do a little freestyle.
Okay. So how did you come about playing the
Oh, this is a long story. I always say this, I never want to make it cliche, but the truth is I didn't decide to do this.
Yeah.
I never once in my life thought I was going to be playing the drum till I got into this record label called Atunda Entertainment. And one day I saw one of my band boys, a really good drummer, and he just held some wooden drum, and I liked it. I touched it, of course, I touched it and I liked the sound. And I was like, That very same day, the owner of the record label came and he saw me playing with it, and he was like, you know what, Anu, starting today, which is barely 4 years ago, you're going to start learning this instrument, and it's going to become your instrument. You're going to play the way you can, and I want you to bring out your creativity with it, and the rest is history.
Okay, now let me quickly talk about that, because you've brought quite an issue that I wanted to raise earlier on, because you involved your record label, or they involved you with regards to this. Well, it was a good thing that, they saw that you had an interest. But I don't know, I think there was an artist that was at the record company that was used to playing this instrument, but you can correct me if I'm wrong, that was playing this instrument at the time, and apparently that artist left. And so once they found the opportunity for you to play that, they thought, okay, you'll be the best person to. Is that what happened, or is that a misconception?
There has never ever been any female playing the Ekwe drum.
Wow.
I'm the first of international repute in the world that plays the Ekwe drum.
That's remarkable.
You stand to be
Exactly. That's what I said.
How is the relationship with your record label? Because you've had artists come out to say, oh, they are not giving me room to be very creative. My money's been, so.
Okay. Well, I don't think there's any such thing as a perfect relationship. There would always be highs and lows, ups and downs. But that's the essence of a relationship, communication, and the artist doing their part and the label doing their part. So far, like I said, I've not yet said I have a wonderful team. So far, I think it's working well. I don't have any complaints right now. No, everything's fine.
And you do a lot of international travel, because I think last year you were in Turkey. Some time back, you were always in one country or another, and you always meet with a lot of very important dignitaries. Tell us about.
It's been amazing, really. When I sit down and think back, I'm like, is this me? Because, there's so many talented people. And that's why I really think when you search yourself and you dive into your Africanness, and like I said earlier, I'm really happy you guys asked if I can speak my languages. And the truth is, I'm not so proud of the fact that I can't really, but I'm also proud of the fact that I can't, and I'm still doing this. I used to be a lost kid. My mom's Yoruba, my dad's Igbo. They never used to speak the language. I was like, all these Africans in diaspora that are proud of their roots, but they don't really know their roots. So doing this for me has really connected me back to, the essence of my Nigerianness, my Africanness through music. Abroad, people appreciate the fact that this is an indigenous drum. There's so many singers, there's so many drummers, but what are you doing that makes you stand out? What are you doing that makes you stand out that is original? You can be unique, but you can be different, but are you original? Are you unique? So these are the questions I ask myself, and I constantly try to, you know, come up with something new and interesting.
How long did it take you to learn?
I'm still learning, you know. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I encourage everyone. I'm still learning. I even just got myself a guitar 6, 7 months ago. I want to learn everything, though. I want to do everything.
Considering the fact that you said you do not speak both languages fluently, do you write your songs yourself?
I write my songs.
So how do you fix in the Igbo language and the whole local vibe?
I have, of course, my dad's Igbo, my mom's Yoruba. I have people, yes, I have translators all around me. My band, my team, they're predominantly Yoruba, so they really help me with Yoruba lyrics. But I mean, my Yoruba is not that bad. 80% of what I do, what I sing with, is for me because I mix Yoruba and English. It's not just Yoruba. It's not that hard.
Okay, so as the commander, tell us about that. Why are you called the commander?
Oh, I think it was, honestly, it was the audience.
Okay.
It was a particular show I did, right? And I think I was like, what's my name? And someone in the audience was like, Commander. It had to do with my aura, you know? Because when I go on stage, people are like, oh, she's going to play drum. Everyone, drum again. These people that will come out, Danny, Bati. This one will do this, bim, bim. This one will play conga. I don't know. That's what people say. So they just expect the traditional over... I don't know, I don't really like over-the-top African presentation. I like to put a bit of hip-hop. That's why I even started with the particular beat I started with. I like to show that, okay, it can be used in the what's-up way, you know? So I got on stage, and I played, my band played a few alujos, and I came out dancing. And they won't expect that. They didn't say come, and I came out with my dancers, and we were dancing. You know, the steps that were raining there, and we gave them the leg walk, we gave them everything. So I was like, what's my name? I was just hyping the audience. And they're like, Commander. I'm like, say it again. I'm like, then I remember the movie, How is Your Commander? Our commander is all right. I said it, and that's it.
So the name stuck?
It stuck.
Oh, wow.
And I love it.
Okay, sorry, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll be chatting to Anu and be finding out what really makes her tick. Find out all that right after this break.
What we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
The suspect equally confessed.
A 500 naira they collect am.
If you no talk, dem go beat you.
Na 2,500 they pay.
Welcome back. You're watching Tea Time on Plus TV Africa, and we're moving on as we chat to Nigerian singer and energetic percussionist Anu the Lady Ekwe. So before the break, you were telling us, you know, about Commander and how the name came about, and one of the things that you said is that, you know, they were not expecting you, you know, like to perform that well. So how do you react to people who react to you negatively, you know, or your critics? How do you react to them?
I think there's something called positive criticism, because definitely there's always something to learn from even an insult. Of course, you can't please everyone, but at the same time, you can't be perfect. I take it, I try to study my audience. A lot of artists will tell you don't look into the eyes of the audience, but I try to, because I want to know what gets them hyped. You know, I'm predominantly a live performer. So when I'm performing at different times, I'm trying to see, because this is work, you know, this is show business. And I don't want to, it's not just about singing or dancing and drumming. and not getting feedback.
And not connecting as
I love connecting with people and knowing what they like. So when I go back to my studio and I'm rehearsing, I know what to give people. You give them what they want, you know. So when I realized that people don't like what I'm doing, I always take it, I try to take it well. In fact, I always take it well, because I take it as a lesson. You don't want to keep doing the wrong thing and saying, like me like that. Take it or leave it. You know, you want to do right by the audience, by your fans. The audience will eventually become your fans if you're giving them what they appreciate. So yeah, I think I always ask to know the truth. Even from my band, I want to know, did I get this right? Does this make sense? Because it's all original, right? But you can't say, okay, because it's original, nobody will know you've made a mistake because it's your thing. No. There are musicologists in the audience, and they're lovers of, and there are people listening, and they want to know how deep you are through your lyrics, through what you're playing, whatever. So it's not just about being shallow and just going with the flow. I look at people, I want to know what they feel.
Okay, let's talk about, go ahead.
Do you suffer any gender bias considering the fact that Ekwe drum playing instrument is a male-dominated industry? Do you suffer any gender bias?
Well, people talk about it, but I haven't experienced any so far. Because, you know, unlike most other drums, I don't know how to say this without sounding funny, but Ekwe, most times I go out, people don't even know what it is. You know, it's like, oh, okay, that girl, she's playing, what's that drum she's playing? I think she's playing talking, no, this is Ekwe. So a lot of people don't even know what I'm playing yet, to even start saying she's a female, why is she playing that? They don't even understand. But in general, I think the major thing I face is even the introduction. Once you say you're a drummer, people are like, hey, God, where are the singers now? Where are the artists? I'm like, what are you saying? Drummers are not artists. Do you understand? So that has been an issue. But the whole female and male thing, I mean, we're in the age of it has always been what a man can do, a woman can do. You know, I'm a feminist, but I'm not an extremist. I think some women take things too far. And I think some men take things too far. There's nothing wrong with a woman playing a drum. It's a male-dominated drum, and I'm proud. I'm playing it.
Okay, let's talk about showbiz and women in the entertainment and the business of entertainment itself. Now, I don't know if you've seen the news, but recently we've had Yemi Alade and Tiwa Savage going on themselves about body shapes and all that. Now, do you believe that as a woman you need to be in a bit of controversy to sell your brand?
As a woman or as an artist?
Or as an artist.
I think your product will sell you. Honestly, I think your product will sell you. Definitely in the music and entertainment industry, there's no such thing as bad publicity, depending on how you use it. Obviously, there are some things I do not subscribe to. I do not want to do, but the truth is, in this industry, publicity is publicity. And a lot of people, I mean, it's tough, especially when you don't really know your product, you just want to sell. When you're just striving to, let me hit, let me blow, then you become a bit desperate, and it happens to almost everybody. But when you know your onions, you know what you're working with, you know your audience, your product will sell you. It's not the controversy that has sold Tiwa. Tiwa is a fantastic singer and a wonderful artist. It's not the controversy that has sold Yemi. Yemi is a good singer and a fantastic performer too. So I don't know why they did that. I'm not about to go into it. They did not call names. Don't put me in trouble.
And I have a question I want to ask based on one of the articles that I read about you says, you know, that you were once a beauty queen. I don't know, is that?
Yes.
So tell, because I was like, I didn't know which one you contested in. You know, was it MBG and was it somewhere? Was it a state one? So tell us about that time in your life when you actually contested.
It was Sisioge Pride of Africa. I won in 2011. I was a queen for a year. It was nice. I didn't see it coming.
What are the benefits of that?
Definitely, first of all, for me, it took away a lot of stage fright. I have never really been afraid of, you know, the audience. But when I won, I was like, if I can do this, I can definitely go into music. Because I had always wanted to go into music, but I was scared because of, hearsay, what people say about the music industry. But after I won, I was like, let me just finish school, because I was in my 3rd year in University of Lagos. I was like, once I'm done with school, I'll see what I can do. Although it took me a while, but I still went into music. Winning CCOG is something that I won't change for anything. I think every woman, everybody likes to win any competition, but for me it was, I don't even know the right word to use.
Breathtaking.
It was breathtaking. It was it was an adventure. Because it's a long story, I don't want to go into how I even got to even get the form. Was just coincidence and God doing different things, but it was awesome.
Okay. I know we're running out of time.
All right. Yes, we are.
If you could go back 3 years in time, what would you do differently?
I would definitely, I would have been in a choir. I've never been in a choir. I don't know how that happened, and I'm here. I would have been in the choir. I would have learned instrument. Can I go back 10 years, please? I would have learned how to play the drum. I would have learned so many. Whenever I see instrumentalists, I'm just like, oh God, can I have your life?
Okay.
But yeah, I have.
All right. Okay, thank you very much. That's precisely where we're going to wrap up this morning. Join us for the latest and hottest entertainment stories this afternoon when we bring you an absolutely new episode of Tea Time. Until then, a big thank you to my co-anchors, Elsie and Ife, the entire production team, our stylists operating under Kudi's empire, and last but not least, our studio guest, singer and percussionist, Anu the Lady Ekwe. Thank you very much. I'm Tokumbo Taiwo saying thanks for watching and have yourself a good morning.